MANIPURA, cleansing the chakra, clearing the mind. Much has been said about the distortions of the earthly mind. The Vedas state that it is the center of false ego and illusory perception of the world. Don Juan would say that the vast majority of human thoughts are induced by parasitic entities, and this is true. Many people talk about the benefits of calming the mind and stopping the internal dialogue, but none of the known sources indicate the root of the problem, which is most effective to work with. It turns out to be Manipura, the third chakra located in the solar plexus. It is the volitional center and at the same time the center of the earthly consciousness of the physical and etheric bodies. Any activity of the earthly incarnation's consciousness is initiated by impulses emanating from the third chakra. If you relax and listen to what is going on inside your body, you will feel that every time you want to change the position of your body, or even just think about something or pay attention to something, it is preceded by an impulse from Manipura. You can feel it as a weak current that runs from the solar plexus up to the brain. In turn, the brain starts to generate thoughts or give signals to the body. Normally, Manipura conducts energies from the soul or higher self as well as converts the energies that have already passed through the upper chakras. Besides, incarnations of higher beings have quite a lot of channels connecting the third chakra with the higher planes. In other words, volitional impulses should come from your true nature. But it is not what actually happens. The majority of people have Manipura surrounded by plenty of implants, negative programs, settlers and other things. They are the ones that continuously stimulate Manipura. They make us endlessly replay the useless internal dialogue and perform meaningless automatic actions. They broadcast fears and much more. Since this state has already become habitual, most of the time the third chakra is overstrained from performing useless work. At the same time, there is little energy left for the necessary things, self-realization, awareness, even for restoring health. Now the task is to get Manipura out from under the influence of negative programs and to open it to your higher self. To do this, you need to take a comfortable position for meditation, relax your body and mind. Then focus on the solar plexus and feel the impulses that come from it. You will notice that these impulses are followed by a desire to suddenly start doing something or resume an internal dialogue. Each time such an impulse occurs, relax the solar plexus area in much the same way as you would relax a strained muscle. You can also express the intention, saying to yourself once, "Let my Manipura be clear, free from all negative influences. I open it to my higher self and the Absolute." It is not necessary to use these very words. You can formulate the phrase in a way that you think is more appropriate for you. After a while you will learn to interrupt the impulse before it takes over your consciousness, and eventually you will be able to prevent all negative impulses from occurring. A sign that you are starting to get it right is when your body and mind are completely calm, the body makes no unnecessary involuntary movements and the internal dialogue stops for long enough. You should not expect that everything will work out at once. It is better to treat the practice as an exercise which helps gradually develop the skill. Each time you manage to take control over what is happening in the third chakra, it is a step forward. As the impulses of the third chakra are brought under control, it will be released from all external negative influences. The attachments will be disconnected, which will result in the freedom from fear, weariness, intrusive thoughts, psychological problems, and many other things. The results are individual. You may also feel a strong downward flow coming from your higher self, followed by a sensation of a clear mind. During the practice, among other things, you may experience emotional flashbacks, and some behavioral patterns stored in the unconscious may emerge. You need to calmly let go of them. Also, during deep relaxation, instead of the usual thoughts of the internal dialogue, random sets of words may arise, accompanied by a patchwork of images and technogenic noise. Things like this happen in a dream or in the state between wakefulness and sleep. In this case, you need to capture Manipura's impulses that make you pay attention to it and abort them by relaxing the solar plexus area. Once again, any action depends on the impulse of Manipura, even a simple attention to something. This implies that if the third chakra is clear, it is impossible to put any channeling related or other false information into a person's head. You may argue that so many masters have written about the benefits of meditation and calming the mind, Gurdjieff, Osho, and dozens of others, but they have created distorted teachings that lead people to a dead end. But if you look at them, you can see that their third chakra was very impure, and they were driven by hostile forces. Their practices lacked clear explanations and proper focus. Meditation is a very powerful and effective tool if used correctly. But it cannot be a basis for forming a worldview or for building philosophical theories. Translated by Kira Gradova.